All right.
Welcome back to
The Skinwalker Ranch
Season-
debrief.
Season 2.
You ready for this? You excited for season 2?
So, before we even start, how was Skinwalker for you?
Well, it's pretty, I want to say it was a crazy experience, but it wasn't super like...
I will say this. All this talk about Skinwalker Ranch being the most haunted property and all this, and there's a lot of sightings. Please. Like, we were there for what, 3 nights?
Well, we were there for 2 nights.
1
3
day.
days, right?
Somewhere around there.
Yeah, I don't know. It was
We stopped counting the days when we were over there because it was just
it was
miserable.
cold and miserable. But we decided to go through and get a different kind of perspective, because all of the shows that we're seeing about Skinwalker Ranch, we decided to go through and go in the winter time, because they're all seen in the summertime and
Yeah.
all this activity. And we went when it was colder.
See, I like the idea of it, but at the same time, it was a bad
we
idea.
didn't prep enough. That's the thing. It's like we slept in a tent.
Made for summer.
We made for summer, but we didn't have a bedroll. We slept on the floor. It was literally on Halloween.
Yeah, it was really bad. We were freezing.
Yeah,
Really
it got-
bad.
It got like 5 degrees. It was cold. But as far as the stuff that we saw, Rod, so do you believe that there's something going on there?
See, like, to knowing what we saw, what we heard, what Burton saw, and all that stuff, I want to say there is something there, but it's not as bad as people claim it to be.
Yeah, I mean...
Maybe that was just
Maybe.
me.
I do find it very weird with the aspect of we brought brand new batteries, okay? And we saw brand new batteries that hadn't even been taken out of the package.
Yeah.
Freshly charged batteries because we had the generator, and they would be dead. Like, we took the drone out, and we went out for, it immediately launched off, and it was out for maybe, 2 minutes?
Yeah.
When it launched, it had a 98% battery, and it dropped down to 30, I want to say, around that range.
Yeah. So...
out of nowhere, and it's not the battery getting used. Like, the battery's getting used, but it shouldn't drain that fast.
And I do remember, Jeremy putting the batteries, like taking them out. Like, he would put it in, take the drone up. 2 seconds later, he had to bring it back up because he was already dying.
Yeah, and the one point when we lost contact with the drone, genuinely thought we were going to lose a $3,000 drone, because it was the big boy one. It was the $10,000 one, huh?
Yeah.
The big drone, and we thought we were going to lose it because it lost connection with the headset. And at that point, once it loses connection with the headset, it would just go into a drone, a standby mode where it would stay.
Yeah.
And it just would stay there. It was hovering over a point where we had no access to it.
That and the fact that, they were dying quickly, so
Yeah, and right when it hit that weird block, it was about, I can't remember the right numbers, but it was quite a bit of distance above where we were.
Yes.
And as you guys remember, we were about 250 yards from Homestead 3, where base camp was. And there's definitely some kind of anomaly, I will say, because we've tested the batteries, we tested the drones, everything before, and everything was good.
And this is not just like for people out there. This is not just like the equipment that we were using. Our cell phones were dying too pretty quick.
Shit, yeah, it was. We didn't have any service to begin with, so we couldn't use our phones. Like, I would record B-roll and record just videos for myself, and but not a lot, and it would be from 100% down to 40, and then just die, and then
same. I'm not gonna say that the phones are perfect and that they were brand new, because they were not, but still at the same time, it's like there's no way they die that fast for us, like they were fully charged and they were dying pretty quick. They will drop down immediately to like 40%, like he said. So it's like I don't know. Like, I remember watching the Skinwalker show, and they were saying that there was something underground the size of a football field or 2 football fields. I can't remember exactly, but that was causing most of the problems. So maybe it was that.
Maybe, and one weird thing too with it, and Rod, do you remember it being super like eerily quiet? Like,
yes,
I've been.
That's when. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's when stuff started happening, like those weird noises that we were hearing, you know.
Kind of, and then I don't know when that trash bag anomaly was pretty quiet too, and it was windy.
Yeah.
But
So,
like I've been out camping, I've been out hunting. I know that when the wind picks up and it hits that brush, there's gonna be a sound to it. There was no sound. Like it was eerily quiet. No birds, no raccoons, no like rabbits, no nothing calling out.
no.
And
It got really, really quiet really quick.
and then that one night, first night, I think we should dive into first night.
Yeah.
So, after we got everything set up, I think what was it? That first night when we had to run off and we heard the noises, or was it the second night?
I think that was the second night. Yeah, that was the second night.
Was it
Because
the
we were
second
all
night?
sitting by the fire and we had the REM pod going off and all that stuff.
That was the second night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the night and then we did hear the raccoon. Yeah.
Yeah. So, first night pretty much was basically just setting everything up, you know, making sure everything worked before we even started doing anything.
Right.
So that was our main goal, to make sure that everything was working fine before we even started recording, before we even started doing anything. So keep that in mind. And we didn't experience anything the first night, correct?
I mean, it was just that really quiet, and the batteries, like our phones. That's when we noticed our phones being weird. But that first night was pretty just mellow, I would say, compared.
I mean, we were still freezing, but
it was freezing. But like, I do think it's just because we first showed up there, you know. And then, but once that second day started going through, that yearly quietness kind of just like settled in. Like you'd walk out to go to the porta potty that was a couple 100 yards away, and you'd walk over there, or a couple 100 feet, and walk over there, and just by yourself and be really quiet.
I think that was one of the creepiest things, that just the area we were at, you know, maybe it was just us thinking something creepy was gonna happen, but that was the area. Like it was really quiet. Like we couldn't see a lot in the distance because of the berm that we were in. But as you went up, everything started getting quieter, and there's multiple entrances. Here are the restrooms. There's one that way. There's one this way. There's another one this way that leads into the Skinwalker Ranch property, which we'll talk about in a minute. So it was all just really dark and really quiet.
Yeah, and
creepy.
Maybe there's the stigmatism attached, the stigma attached to being at Skinwalker Ranch, but it was definitely different. That second night though, we got some footage of. We were just around base camp, and the Ramrod was going off, and just like basically it would go off if you would go near it. It would detect it.
That's what it pretty much does. It detects motion. It's a glorified motion detector, pretty much. So my idea was, let's just set it up. You know, it was late at night. We had just earlier that day we took the little tour that they gave us there.
Yeah, it was that day when we went onto the property, and we got a couple feet from Homestead 2 and 1, I believe. And
we got a closer look at all the homesteads.
Oh yeah, we actually got to step.
We went around.
Believed to be ritual ground of when there was a sneak peek in one of the Skinwalker Ranch things, and we got some drone footage of it. That you guys saw. So it was.
So now keep this in mind.
That was a few hours before this. We started getting activity.
So
from the electronics.
Here's where I'm coming to that. We took that little tour that showed us the properties. We saw Homestead 1, all of the homesteads. I forgot how many there are. I think 5, 6 of them.
There's 3 or 4.
Okay. Well, we saw the homesteads, right? And we had a closer look at the main Homestead 1, right? Where the main base for them is at, you know. Mm-hmm. So you can see You can see everything. You can see the helipad. You can see the what's it called, the things where they will put the animals.
Yeah, the pin where the supposable Skinwalker attacked those. I think it was sheep or was it some kind of cow?
I think I don't remember. But anyways, so we took the trip. We came back. The lady that gave us the tour was super nice.
Yeah,
she was on point on everything. Like, but here's where I'm coming to it. After we took that tour, that's when shit started happening around.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's when the electronics started going off. That's when we started hearing noises around the camp. And as I said before, I've been hunting, and we heard something getting attacked. So base camp was right near Homestead 3, and we right behind camp. We heard something getting attacked while we were out filming parts. B-roll footage, and when we heard the noises, we immediately threw the cameras on, right, and we started chasing towards that sound, and it was me, Rod, and
Josh.
No, it was Josh. Braden wasn't with us. We had the walkies to talk to Braden.
Yeah, Braden was still at the camp, right?
Yeah, he was at base camp, and then, to me, it sounded like a raccoon because it was chittering like a raccoon. Because I had to use mojos on it. Mojos in a, I don't know if you've gone coyote hunting, but you use a mojo. It's like a little dangly, like it looks like something struggling, and then you use a speaker in it. You call out bait. So like it'd be like a rabbit that's being tortured basically, and
yeah,
it's calling out and screaming. And I had a setting on that was a raccoon that I would use, and it sounded pretty similar to that. So that's what I'm basing it off of, and it sounded like he was being slaughtered, or it was fighting or something. But it only sounded like one. And
yeah,
Josh had initially heard it, and then me and you had followed. And you guys couldn't figure out what it was, and that's when I said it sounds like a raccoon. But I immediately suspected like coyotes, dogs, something like hunting it. But at the same time, when that happens with like dogs attacking, you're gonna hear yipping, you're gonna hear barking, you're gonna hear communications between the pack, because it's not one. Typically, it's more than one. And we didn't hear. Did you hear any barking? I didn't. I
did not. All we heard is the raccoon getting attacked. Here's my thing though, like, yes, it could have been anything. It could have been anything because it was near the lady's house. Because where we're staying is pretty much her backyard. Like, it's literally her backyard, but that's how big it is. It was toward that area where her property is at. But then again, you couldn't see anything because you could only see this much in front of you because everything was pitch black. We literally had to have Josh carrying a light and the camera at the same time so he could see where he was walking. That's how dark it was. Yeah. So just imagine that.
Yeah, and it was a pretty clear sky too. Not really a whole lot of cloud coverage or anything, and it was a clear night as well. So then we couldn't get super close to where, because it eventually, like, it sounded like it was going farther away. But I don't know. That's probably the craziest thing that second night that I just couldn't explain. It something was getting attacked, but I don't know what was attacking the raccoon. And that was immediate fucking cold chills.
Yeah. And we...
Right after, that's when the ramrod started just blowing up, just going red, going purple, colors we hadn't even seen.
Yeah. We were up there. Keep in mind, we were like this pretty much. Because the camp was down here and we were up here. We were going up in rocks and everything. Zeke thought that he was a climber for some fucking reason. I'm fat. I can't climb that much, but anyways. So we were over there. We were hearing that. So we notified them through the radio. We're like, hey, we're hearing like something is getting attacked. And they're over here like, that's funny because the REM pod is going off. So. Yeah. Coincidence? I don't know.
Yeah. It was definitely something going on. The drones going off, like completely dying, was crazy. That third day, though.
That was the worst.
We're going to name it the trash bag anomaly. Why we chose to change the trash bag anomaly, because it's... we didn't see it. Me and Rod didn't see it.
We were busy doing our stuff. We were trying to keep warm.
Yeah, no, I was actually off with Josh, and we were going with an EMF reader.
Wasn't the third day the last day that we were there?
It was the last day. I was going with the EMF reader.
He was getting B-roll too.
B-roll footage, stuff that you guys would see immediately on our TikTok and YouTube shorts. We were getting that footage, and all of a sudden it would spike up to, and it was so on average it was running at either 0 or about 0.03, so that's like very minimal. And all of a sudden it starts spiking up to 25,000. So that's a huge jump, but it would constantly jump from that 25 to 43 back and forth for a solid about 45 seconds, I would say. I don't know, the time kind of like flew by, but like I would say about 45 seconds. And at that same time, so we were over here, Braden and LT were over on this other side of camp, base camp, and they said that they saw something that it looked like a trash bag floating in the wind. And Braden's a big boy, as you've seen, started trying chasing it, running through the hills. And LT's old, so he didn't do that.
His hip was hurting.
His hip was hurting, or his back, something, slip disc or something. And Braden went chasing, and he said he saw it, and as it got closer to the ground, it got smaller and smaller, and then just gone. And we named it the trash bag anomaly because it was a trash bag.
That's what Braden said it looked like. So
yeah, and I think you were back at base camp, and at that same time when it just started spiking, and it would spike when you hit your radio.
Yeah.
And so I would have Josh or me hold the thing, and we would go walk away and hit it and call back to camp, saying, "Hey, this thing's going off." But then Braden's saying, like, "Hey, I'm seeing something over here," so we're connecting the dots.
Yeah.
So
again, this happened right after that we took that little tour. So just imagine that.
Yeah, and I didn't even connect the dots. Like, it's...
See, and I didn't even think about it until now. Like, right after we took that trip is when things started happening, you know?
And it was definitely off that day. But I'm going to chalk it up, and we're going to have to definitely go back and go a little bit further in, because we were just on the brink. Like, take a little bit more electronics to it. Overall, it was a good experience, though. I mean, do you think that there's something there, Rod?
I think if there's something in there, I mean, well, maybe there is something in there. It's not as people claim it to be. It's not like, oh, it's really bad. You see things every day. Or maybe it was just us, I don't know. But I will definitely say that we were pretty tired by the last day. We were drained. We were all...
And it could be just, we want to see something too. So
yeah, it could have been that too. Because by the third day of waking up in the freezing cold, trust me, if Salt Lake gets cold, okay? But being out there in the middle of nowhere where there's nothing...
a hoodie and jeans.
Yeah. I had sweatpants under my jeans.
No. He got to sleep in the trailer last night.
I didn't sleep in the trailer.
Yeah, he got offered to. And he was like, you know what? I'll take one for the team. But he thought about it. He had a grin on his face as soon as he got off. He was like, I'm going to sleep warm tonight. But
see?
Steph was like, no, we gotta sleep out there with him. And he was like... Guess we're gonna sleep, and he was salty about it. He was so salty. You were salty.
No, the fuck I wasn't.
I'm going to bed and rolled right over and went to sleep.
No, the fuck I wasn't. But last night was fun though. Yeah. That I'm not gonna mention what we were all doing, but it was pretty fun.
Well, all we know is we woke up and Braden almost caught on fire.
Yeah. So we got a heater. Yeah. Right.
The second night we gave up on the cold. We're like, nope, we are getting a heater.
Yeah. So Jeremy was grateful enough to let us use one of his heaters. So we were like, where can we put it where we all get warm? Because It was a small tent with a lot of people inside. Mm-hmm. It was you, Josh, Brayden, me, and Steph. Mm-hmm. 5 of us in there.
In a 3-person tent.
I think it was a 10-person tent, and it felt a lot smaller.
Yeah.
But anyways, there was dirt inside already. There was a lot of shit in there. There was food all over the place. We were all snacking and sharing our snacks last night. I think Josh's pillow froze. So, second day they were there. We arrived first day. We set up. It's late at night. We go to bed. To the following morning, Steph wakes up and she's like, I was like, what? She's like, do you hear that outside? I was like, what? She was like, it's right on my side of the tent. I was like, so I just stood there and I was like, and I heard the noise. But I was too tired to really focus on the noise. I was like,
yeah.
I was like, it's fine, yo, don't worry about it. So I went back to bed and she wakes up again. And so, I don't know if it was Jeremy or it was one of Jeremy's friends, but he goes, holy shit, it's so-and-so degrees outside. You guys should get in and get warm. So we all get woken up, and I'm like, Steph, like, just being nice. I'm like, Steph, go to the trailer, get warm. I was like, oh, stay here and sleep. No, she wanted to stay. I was like, all right. Like, not even a second later, you just hear Josh, excuse me, walking over everybody, excuse me. He goes straight to the tent.
He's like, yeah, I'm done. Fuck this, I'm cold.
And then you just hear Zeke, fuck this, I'm going to.
No, I'm gonna go make breakfast, dude. I was like, I'm gonna make a fire. Dude, I was just sitting there going.
So then I was like, Steph, let's go to the trailer. She's like, all right. We all left. Brayden by himself in the tent. He woke up so pissed off, dude.
He's like, where'd you go?
He was so mad that he wasn't saying anything to anybody. He was just like,
and then he's like, what do you say? My sleeping guy got a little toasty last night. We were sleeping next to the heater. We walk back into camp, pack up, and we see a massive hole in his fucking sleeping bag.
We were not sure how that thing didn't catch fire, dude. Oh my god, dude. So that noise that Steph heard, turns out it was LT's brother walking his dog. Beautiful dog, by the way.
Oh yeah, what is it? The wolf hybrid?
Yeah. Beautiful dog.
I'm gonna get it. It was a Lycan Shepherd. That's what it was.
Lycan Shepherd. There you go. Yeah, I want a golden retriever.
Really?
They look cute.
It's kind of basic.
It's like the basic dog. The dog that you get when you're level 1 before you unlock the other one.
You're level 1?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, I'd say maybe level 2, level 3. Chihuahua is probably level 1, level 2. Unless you're old.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I swear every old person has Chihuahua.
I was going to say something, but no, never mind. But I'll just say it at a Karen before I even mention it. Because I don't want to get canceled because I'm Mexican. Yeah. Those classic Karens that get those fucking white dogs with the puffy hair and they're like, my Fifi is the best one in the world. And then goes to shit in the neighbor's lawn. I hate those dogs. I think that's boss level.
How many did you have to deal with that working at the hotel?
Dogs?
No, the
Karens?
Fifis.
A lot of them.
You old Mr. Fifi? Yeah.
So by now I'm already working in the hotel. I work at the... No, I'm not going to say where.
Probably not. You don't get fired.
Yeah. I'm not going to say names because, I don't want to get fired. But now I used to work security there. So annoying. You know what I hated the most? Reports.
Yeah.
Because it was not like at the gateway where you do a report here and there. Over here was like, oh shit, somebody lost this report.
I took a shit. It's like, I saw a bush.
It's like, oh, somebody lost the phone, do a report. Somebody didn't mess in the room, do a report. It's like report for every small thing. Or I would hate employee injuries because they'll be like, oh yeah, I hurt my finger. Oh yeah, when did you hurt it? last week.
Really weird things going on there.
So
Like paranormal sorts.
I've talked to the bellman. They've heard stuff. They've seen stuff on the, I think the 12th floor or the 5th floor, somewhere around there. That they've seen a little girl in the hallways.
So it's always a little girl. Yeah, it always is.
Women.
Women.
I'm just playing. I
wonder if it's just with the older buildings, because the gateway, that there was something.
The gateways.
There was something spooky.
No, the gateway for sure is haunted. Like we're not ghost hunters. We're just trying to, basically, like the whole thing of the podcast is we talk about it, we go see if it's real or not, and then we tell you guys, because we're not gonna sit here and lie to you guys and say, oh yeah, it is haunted, when in reality it's not. But that's the thing that makes it fun, though. Like, not only doing the podcast for you guys, but actually going out there and investigating it, see if it's real, see if it's not. That's actually fun too, because we get to show you guys what we do. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy, especially when we got the investigation of the gateway, because it was multiple nights that we were getting.
See, we only showed a little bit of the investigations of the gateway, or we only talked about it, but we never showed the videos. I need to look for those videos, because
you did, because there was some pretty crazy stuff we need to sort through. Because we had that was when we first started out. We had like a cheap AM/FM radio scanner, essentially, that would go through and scan through AM/FM radio.
And we just had it on the phone.
And
we had our cell phones.
We had our cell phones and
a tiny tripod.
Cameras. Like, it was no mics.
We were not using mics. We're not using anything.
No, and it was pretty amateur, but it was still something. So I bet if we.
I think some of those videos are still on Facebook, because we did Facebook Lives while doing that. Remember?
They might be, yeah.
So go check out Facebook. Maybe it's in there.
But yeah, I think when you guys tune into this next one, it'll be pretty crazy. We got some good investigations going on.
I can't wait for that one.
Yep, and we're gonna sit here and go through some of the stories we got going on, and something to tune in, because we're gonna get on site hopefully here soon and get perspective of it.
Again, welcome to season 2 of PSS After Hours.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things coming, and thank you for watching. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and
just about anywhere.
Anywhere, even OnlyFans. We don't have one, but we will soon.
Coming soon.
As PSS After Hours on all of our social media. Anything else you want to say?
I think we're good.
All right. Well, thank you for watching, and remember, things are gonna get a little weird.